Hi, this is Jason. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm working on 07 Saturn Vue. Came in with the whine noise. Come to find out it's the alternator. So in this video I'm going to be changing the alternator, or showing you how to change the alternator and the drive belt. So boop that like button, subscribe down below, and let's get into this video. So here is my Saturn Vue. As you can see, the alternator is buried way down in here. So what we're going to do first is we're going to get this air duct off right here, and that'll be our first thing. Okay, now we got the air duct off. Next thing we're going to do is down here is a 10mm bolt. On the side there's a plug-in on the air filter box. We're going to unplug this, take this bolt out, and this whole air filter box is going to come out. Okay, now that we got that bolt out, I'm just going to pull up and out this way on the air filter box. Put that aside. And the next thing we're going to do is right down here, that's your tensioner pulley. We are going to, I think it's a 13mm nut on there. I'm going to crank it back towards the cab of the vehicle and take that belt off. If you're replacing the belt, or since you're in here anyways, I would recommend to replace the belt. So let's get that belt off and we'll be on to the next step. Okay, now that I got my belt on, this next step, we're going to come over here to the battery. Unplug your positive to the battery. Make sure it does not touch. Put something over this if you feel like it. And then over here, right down in there, let's see if I get to it. This bolt right here, that's your positive to the alternator. We're gonna have to get that off. I think it's a 13mm nut, so get that 13mm nut off and we'll move on to the next step. Okay, now that I got that bolt out, let me just pull that cable off right there. It is very tight inside here. The next thing we were going to be doing, there's a bolt right here on the alternator, and there's a bolt down here behind this behind the tensioner pulley. So what we're going to be doing is getting those two bolts off. Okay, before I could access that bolt right down there, is what I had to do was turn the tensioner back the other way, and right there is I had to put a bolt in there to hold the tensioner back, so that bolt will come out on this alternator. So pull your tensioner back, slide a bolt or something in the little hole to hold it in the up position, and then now you could access that bolt on the alternator. Okay, now that we got this bolt out down here and this one right here, next thing we're going to do is this bracket right here. We're going to take it off. There is a 10mm bolt right here and another 12mm bolt right here to get this bracket off. So go ahead and get these two bolts out so we can pull this bracket off and access the alternator. Okay, now that I got this bracket off, we're just going to move it out of the way. And what we're going to do is we were going to pull this starter forward till we can work it out, and it's going to come out right here where we took that air filter housing out. So let's get in here, pry it out from the bottom right there, and then it's going to come right out through here. Okay guys, this was a little harder than I expected. What I ended up doing was right here and right here on this motor mount, I had to take those two nuts off. And also right down there on the front motor mount, I had to take that nut off. And then down below, I had to jack up the oil pan right there with my wood block to be able to jack this engine up enough to get this son of a gun to slide out. Now once I got it to slide out, there's a connector on the back right here. You just push in and disconnect, and your alternator will come right out. So that's how to get your alternator out on a 2007 Saturn Vue. It's really not easy. Everything's really tight in there. But like I said, once I took those motor mount nuts off and jacked up the engine, it was super easy to access and pull out. So I hope you like this video. Hope I taught you how to get it out a little easier. Till next time, thanks for watching.